Shalom. Shalom and greetings. This is Quick Words, End Time Things to Consider. Today is March 26th. This is a sequence of messages of which I am compelled to present to you. If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah. These words are addressed to the 144,000 and multitude that will come out of the Great Tribulation. To my brothers and to my sisters, to all those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. It is part of man's final sequence. With that said, this segment is entitled Measuring Rhetorical Questions. Measuring Rhetorical Questions. My brothers and sisters, allow me to first define what rhetorical questions are. A rhetorical question is a figure of speech in the form of a question that is asked in order to make a point. Let me read that again. A rhetorical question is a figure of speech in the form of a question that is asked in order to make a point. A rhetorical question implies that its owner answer it implies its own answer. It's a way of making a point. You know how someone would ask you a question, but they already have the answer in their mind? These are rhetorical questions. Sometimes it could be a good thing, and sometimes it could be a bad thing. My prayer is that we're able to discern the difference, my brothers and sisters, for all too often we waste time talking with individuals who already have conceived in their mind the answers to their questions. Sometimes we don't know that their questions to us are rhetorical. We don't know that they already are convinced, and they're just wasting our time by asking a question, and all too often they may not even be paying attention to our response in detail. They're just waiting for us to be quiet so they can impart or push their answer on us, their point to us. Sometimes this is good, sometimes it is an action of a wicked individual or a wicked behavior. I have witnessed many who engage in conversations, ask a question, but already have in their minds the answers, and just totally disregard weighing or examining the response from another. All too often when people are debating scriptures, we see individuals take advantage of the conversation by the use of rhetorical questions. There are those who are confidently wrong, but believe for some reason or another that they are right. Some of them are among those who just plain got tired of waiting on the Spirit of Yahusha to make it clear. So they formed their own conclusion on matters, convincing themselves that their choices and decisions were the right ones. There are others who are confidently wrong, who weigh numbers or quantity or content. In other words, if they read 20 books, these books could be wrong, but since they read so many books or listened to so many messages, they assume a position, and they are unaware in some cases that out of their laziness, slothfulness, or failure to trust the Spirit of Yahusha to make clear to them, they took on a position erroneously. Occasionally, the use of rhetorical questions can be good, as I mentioned, when used righteously. But when self gets in the way of listening to the voice of the Spirit of Yahusha, that is where the problem emerges. My brothers and sisters, communications have taken many forms and shapes, influencing how we govern ourselves. But above all, the chatter and noise is the Spirit of Yahusha, teaching and bringing to remembrance all that He said to us. There are also those who believe the older the text, the more correct and righteous it is. I submit to you, just because the content is old and ancient does not mean it is right, correct. So many people forget that wickedness existed in the Garden of Eden. There was wickedness during the days of Noah, the days of Lot, the days of Moshe. There was wickedness when man had one language, and they attempted to build a tower into the sky to establish a name for themselves. So wickedness is old and ancient as well, my brothers and sisters. But that there is He that is considered ancient of days, and that is our Almighty Father, older than anyone, anything, for it is He who is creator of all. My brothers and sisters, you may even be familiar with the story of the Tower of Babel I just wanted to bring to your attention, keep in mind that they all spoke one language, the Hebrew language, but wickedness came upon them. Thus we had the result of that tower being destroyed by the hand of the Most High. I have entitled this segment Measuring Rhetorical Questions to bring to mind how all too often we waste time with people unaware that they already have a prescribed answer to their own questions. Keep in mind what was said in scriptures about those who think they are whole. Allow me to read an example. Matthew 9:12. And it reads as follows. And Yahusha, hearing this, said to them, those who are strong have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. You see, my brothers and sisters, unless we realize that we're going through a refining process, unless we realize that we are being perfected by the living guidance of the Spirit of Yahusha directly through His Spirit, through His written words made alive by Him, or through Him working in another one towards us, or through His chosen mores, teachers, or His chosen leaders. My brothers and sisters, it's the difference between those who realize they need help refining, those of us who realize we need the Spirit of Yahusha to continue to teach and guide us and strengthen us and be revealed in us. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, when you come across those who are confident in their way, do not attempt to force change on them. Those who ask questions with an answer already in mind, learn to develop skills for measuring rhetorical questions and proceed with wisdom. Are they questions? Are they rhetorical questions? Are they righteous in nature, in spirit? Or are they to incite a point that is contrary to scriptures? Yes, there are good examples of rhetorical questions, and we will witness those that just consume time versus those who are guided by the Spirit of the Most High. One way to get clear answers regarding any questions that one asks of you, ask them, do they want to hear your sincere and honest response? Will they take the time to listen clearly, or do they already have an answer for you? Sometimes we will see that many will say, yes, I already had an answer. I was just asking. It was rhetorical. Some may not even know it's considered a label such as rhetorical can define one answering their own questions. And this is okay, my brothers and sisters. Rhetorical is just a word. It's merely a word that describes one who asks a question to make a point. Sometimes, for various reasons, we are void of hearing the answers when questions are rendered. Measuring rhetorical questions can prove to bring about better means of communication versus talking at each other. All too often, sometimes we're talking at each other. We don't pause to listen. We don't pray to pay attention to what the Spirit of Yahusha has to say about what is being asked or what is being said. So by measuring one's words, for instance, if a person is attempting to make a point or even push their position, let us learn to pause and be sure they are sincerely making an inquiry, in other words, asking us a question, versus trying to push a point, their point, or possibly the point that is right. It is time to come away from those who attempt to force their position on any of us. It is time to pray and discern when the Spirit of Yahusha is bringing forth right words, righteous questions. It's time to discern whether or not, when one asks a question, that they truly desire to hear an answer. Let us learn, my brothers and sisters, how to avoid unfruitful debates and arguments. I leave you with these scriptures. Zephaniah 2:3 says, Seek Yahuah, all ye meek ones of the earth, who have done his right rulings. Seek righteousness, seek meekness, if so be that you are hidden in the day of wrath of Yahuah. In Matthew 7:7, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. My brothers and sisters, remember, this plan belongs to the Most High. Do not get discouraged. Do not be overtaken with unbelief and rebellion. And be careful. Measuring rhetorical questions can improve our communications. Until next time, stay tuned as this series, Quick Words, continues, a part of man's final steps. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, be encouraged. Shalom, shalom, shalom.